Denver last year was a loser, comfortably. Jeremiah Smith in the regular season had 934 receiving yards, 10 regular season touchdowns. He had a phenomenal, and I mean a phenomenal, college football playoff, despite only having one catch for 3 yards against Texas. That is how good he was in those other 3 games.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Netflix is back in a big way. They get Home Run Derby. What else is in store?
Yeah, Craig, we told you they had a great shot at it, and if they do. Now, the deal's not done yet because there's some last-minute things. However, if the deal is done, Netflix gets Home Run Derby, Peacock and NBC get Sunday Night Baseball, and they also get the Sunday afternoon package that Peacock originally had 3 years ago, and Roku's had the last 2 years.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Basically, their whole entire year is going to come down to the Ohio State game. I would be surprised if they were to lose any game leading up to that. So them to go undefeated is 12-1 in the regular season. That's a regular season play. So I think that's possible to go 12-0 at 12-1. To win the Big Ten championship, I think is a 9-1 play is a good number to take, because if they're in the game, we can hedge off of it.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Hour number 3 of our 3-hour extravaganza on this Labor Day Monday evening. Back to work for everybody else. We're back to work today, but it's a work of luxury, that is for sure. Watching some college football, a little baseball, a little WNBA, some tennis, a little CFL action. So update to college football. North Carolina jumped out to a 7-0 lead. It's TCU now on top 10-7. Just to give you a couple of updates on some of the numbers, because we were playing some props, Gabe and I, that we threw out there. First up for TCU, Josh Hoover, their quarterback, 11 of 13, but for only 94 yards. But you still the first half, 9 minutes. Actually, that's probably actually not that bad. 9 minutes left to go in the second quarter. It's a long game. This game started just after about an hour ago, early second quarter. So he's thrown for 94 yards, 1 touchdown. So we're halfway to our 2 with him. Barnes, 36 yards rushing. For North Carolina, Lopez, 58 yards. And all that came on the first drive for 2 of 4 for 58 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Caleb Hood, he's the main guy. I did play the under Gauss. He's the one that's getting all the carries, is Hood. 6 carries, 27 yards, and he's got the 1 touchdown for North Carolina. So 10-7 TCU with the lead. Updated numbers, Gabe. 7.5 TCU. They're on the move. They got the ball together at the, they're at their own 32-yard line, according to FanDuel. Over under 54.5. So, and Peyton Becker's got 9 points at halftime. We're over 16.5. Sorry.
The North Carolina offense is starting to stall a bit now as the game goes on. So we'll give credit to TCU's defense. They're making plays. It's somewhat, a little bit predictable. North Carolina, they're kind of running the ball on the, first down, second down, throw the ball down the field on third down. They are trying to throw the ball down the field. They haven't thrown the ball much. It's only got 4 attempts, but he has taken some shots downfield at least. But I get the feeling that North Carolina, Scott, could start to be in some trouble here. Like, TCU score a touchdown here. I don't know if North Carolina's offense is built to rally from too many points down. So they better be careful and not let this game get away from them.
Yeah. Sometimes, Gabe, I see this a lot. I'm sure you do as well. Team comes out and they come flying down the field, opening drive, easy as can be. And then, sometimes that's the worst thing that can happen to you. Just, I've seen
it's an emotional letdown
times.
After, because it was so high. Think about the emotion, Scott. First game with Belichick, national television. You look up and Michael Jordan, Lawrence Taylor are there, right? It's like, oh, wow. Like you said, you bottle it. It's almost like a fight in the UFC, Scott. You'll often see it. Even the underdog, will come out and look great in the first round, right? It's like, wow, right? Well, because he had 2 months to prepare, 3 months to prepare for this fight in this one round, but can he keep it going? And a lot of the time, the answer is no. They don't look anything the same by the time you get to the third round as they did in the first round. So we'll see. But like I said, there's still a lot of football left here. But North Carolina did get the ball first to start this game. So TCU are going to get the ball to start the second half. They got to be careful just not to fall behind schedule too much here. I get the feeling TCU are going to score on this drive. And quite frankly, as somebody that's money on the over, I want to see some points here, Scott. So let's rock. I don't even care who scores at this point.
I'm actually amazed. This thing started right about an hour ago, and we're only early second quarter. So, I mean, the over-under is right there at 54.5, basically what it was to start the game. It just seems like it's been a long game, and we should have more points.
Oh, this is going to be on. I get confused because I'm on the West Coast, so it's only, it's 6 o'clock for me now, but you almost get the feeling this game. You get the feeling this is going to be on at midnight tonight, Scott. On the East Coast, this. Half times are long. They seem to be milking all the Belichick stuff. There's been a ton of commercials. Like I said, I don't mind. You know what I mean? I'll be watching every minute of it after. But hopefully, like I said, TCU are starting to move the ball on them. Hoover's starting to get into a groove. There's another first down for the Horned Frogs.
I tell you what, the Big 12, they're going to be a pretty good conference. I think they were one of the winners. I made some college football winners and losers, after just week one here. I thought the Big 12 did well for themselves. They're 12-3 in non-conference games. They've already had the one conference game with Iowa State and Kansas State last week. But their best teams this week, Iowa State, Kansas State, Utah, all won. This one's obviously far from being over, but if TCU should win this one, the Big 12 went up. There really wasn't a bad conference.
The ACC had a good weekend, I thought, too. Clemson lost to LSU, but other than that, Miami, Georgia Tech getting the wins. Against non-conference teams and big time. Colorado not so much, but Notre Dame, big time win there for them. The Big Ten, from an ATS perspective, just blew up.
Horrible.
My Michigan Wolverines. There was another one, Scott. Michigan looked really good early, touchdown right away. They literally scored a touchdown on the third play of the game. They scored another touchdown on the second play, second drive of the game. But sort of like what you just said, Scott, it was almost bad that happened, right? It was 14-0, and the players on the sideline were already talking about where they're going to go after the game. You know what I mean? It's hey, it's party. It's 14-0. We're so good. And they ended up winning 35-17, but you could just see it just sort of, they let down. They didn't, you've come out too hot sometimes. It can backfire on you.
Yeah.
There were a lot of teams, though, Scott. So I just got to say, there was a lot of teams, though, Scott, that were laying big numbers that didn't. They didn't cover.
Yeah. Georgia,
Georgia ended up getting the push, depending on it was 38, 38.5, depending on, your number. Penn State didn't cover. They were.
Nope.
It looked like they were. They got backdoored by Nevada, Scott. Michigan didn't cover the big number. There were a lot of teams that didn't cover the big numbers this week. And Tulane, Tulane, big win against Northwestern. Northwestern refused them to wear the Katrina jerseys.
What was the thinking on why they wanted to, Tulane, the story is Tulane wanted to wear their white jerseys for some reason, honor somebody.
They wanted to wear
a team.
It's the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina this year.
Right.
They wanted to wear the same uniform that Tulane wore 20 years ago. So they were going to wear the exact same kit, right, as 20 years ago as a tribute. And Northwestern refused and said, no, we don't approve. You need to approve at least 1 month in advance what uniforms you're going to wear. And Northwestern said they didn't ask in time. And Tulane coach brought it up after, Scott. He goes, he goes, it really got us fired up. It was a big mistake by them to do that to us. He goes, we took it as disrespect to the city of New Orleans. And then they smoked them 23-3.
Yeah. These college guys, that's one thing I love about college football game. That would never work in the NFL, whatever, But college, boy, you get a good college coach. You have, bulletin board.
Are you telling the kids, these guys wouldn't let us wear half the jerseys?
Why would Northwestern say no? I mean,
because you say no, it's almost bad, Scott. You know you're pissing them off by saying no. It doesn't help.
Go ahead, wear purple, pink, whatever.
I don't care what you wear.
Yeah. You're gonna say no to that? I mean, if there's some kind of strategic thing of, we get the ball first or something, yeah, I get it. But to say no because you want to wear a certain color
So
uniform,
petty. It's just so petty.
Oh, my goodness. Stupid. Some of the craziness. So I thought that was funny. Kent State beat Merrimack, by the way, this weekend.
Oh,
so we got our
yeah.
one. Now we just need one more. They didn't cover.
One more. One more
they didn't
MAC
cover the
play.
spread. That's it. Just one more, Kent, the rest of the season. Can you get us one more and we'll hit our over 1.5? So I thought
I got Notre Dame under 10.5, so that was a nice start for me losing. Now I just need Notre Dame to lose one more game.
Yeah. Card can look good, at times. At times.
They'll be good. They'll be 10-2, I think.
But they'll be right. Yeah, I think so.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe checking out all the action right here until 10 p.m. Eastern time. Little WNBA update. What do we got, Matt, for Paige Beckers? 14 or 13? 13? All right, that's not too bad. A couple more buckets, and we're going to eclipse her over 16.5. That was our Black Cloud play of the day. Interception, so much for TCU. Driving down the field, and Hoover throwing a little simple slant pattern. Just a player out there, running back or wide receiver, and it gets picked off. So 10-7.
It got tipped at the line, bounced. One of those bounced. Somebody tipped it and bounced around. But hell of a catch by the kid on North Carolina. I was surprised looking at the number right now, and I just clicked it. I took the North Carolina Tar Heels plus 6.5. To me, you know what? I know we're down 3, but so what? All right, it's only down 3. I'm getting 6.5 now. I get the feeling if they lose, they're going to lose by 3-4 type deal. I think it'll be a closer football game. And we talked about the element of surprise, guys, and it sort of worked. The Tar Heels did score on the first drive. I'd really like to see them score here on this drive. And my plus 6.5 will look a lot better, Scott. But halftime adjustments, right? I'm banking on Belichick coming up with stuff and being able to say, all right, now I know my players a little bit. I'm going to, you know what I mean? Even Belichick didn't know his guys, so I got to believe he's going to start to get a feel for this as the game goes on. So I think North Carolina can hang around in this game, Scott.
Yeah. Little surprise at 6.5, right? 3.5 to start the game. I know it's a 3-point.
It feels a little high.
Yeah, 4.5 maybe. 5, maybe 5, but not 6.5. And North Carolina's got the ball. I could see if there was TCU with the ball and they were driving or something. But
this is big though, Scott. With the turnover and with TCU getting the ball to start the second half, North Carolina almost like they have to take advantage of this, right? Like they've got to get back on track. Yeah, get back on track, at least first downs. You don't want to because that was a big interception. TCU got up 17-7. Let's say North Carolina don't score again before the half. Tar Heels have problems. They lose the momentum. They're stuck at 7. This is a big-time drive right now. We got a big 3rd and 4 coming up here from midfield. Not quite midfield, actually, the 40. 35, 40.
Touchdown.
There we go.
Look at that.
There we go.
TCU picked it off. Pick 6.
The total just went to 50.5, Scott, before this.
Wow.
I want to see what it
there's no
popped
way
to.
they knew that, right? We couldn't be that far behind because they bumped it up to 12.5. Okay.
Wow. So I lose the 12.5, but I get in on the 50.5. Unbelievable, though. This is what I said earlier. They're not built to come back, Scott, from down. Like you see, like throwing the ball is going to be a problem for them. They got to stay ahead of schedule here. So you know what? They still have 3:57 to respond before the end of this half right now.
Yeah. And they got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, celebrating too much. So they should get the ball pretty decent field position if they decide to put that on the kickoff. Like I think you can in college.
Just as I get my 6.5 in, I did get the 50.
Yeah, I know, right?
But just as I get it in.
I mean,
54.5 is the new number. 54.5 is the new number now. At 12.5, like Scott said.
54.5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if North Carolina doesn't score on this drive, they're done. This is a game set match. Because think about it, it's 17-7 and TCU get the ball to start. If they get up 24-7, this game is over. Like they North Carolina need to respond on this drive. At least get a field goal and make it 17-10 and make it a one-score game.
Something. Get the crowd back into it and everything, because really they haven't done much since that opening drive. So this is critical. You don't think too often about, I guess maybe you do. I don't think too often, like, who gets the ball first, second half. It's like, whatever. But, when you're like a 10-point game or a team is trailing, you
coaches
start
do,
analyzing.
trust me.
Yeah.
That last score, you go 2 for 1, man. It's like basketball, the 2 for 1 with the shot clock. It's a 2 for 1, opportunity. And I talk about this all the time. The end of quarters in basketball, the end of periods in hockey, Scott, is where games and bets are won and lost, bro. You see it all the time. 0-0 hockey game, 18 minutes, there's 2 minutes left in the first period, the other team scores 1-0. You know who the kings of that are? The Florida Panthers. Like, you'll be playing with the Panthers and you'll be totally even with them, and then boom, they'll score with like a minute left in the period. And then, Scott, they'll score within like the 5 minutes of the second period. And you're like, man, we've been playing with these guys, but we're down by 2 goals suddenly. So like that, those endings are massive. I know as a Raptor fan, like the Raptors always collapse in the last 2-3 minutes of a quarter and the first 3 minutes of the quarter. Like, it's so important. Like, it flies under the radar, those sort of like attention to detail type of moments. You know what I mean? For teams that they take, one little mental mistake and they pay for it, like Lopez did right there. 10-7 game, you got the football, suddenly you're down by 10, but massive drive for the Tar Heels right now and the direction of this football game.
Yeah. We have Aaron Crickstein, the former tennis players, on our podcast. Maybe we'll get him on one day next week with the U.S. Open.
We had him on last week when you were gone. We had him on, actually.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. Very nice guy.
Yeah. He was good. He was good, yeah.
Very nice guy. So I asked him about that one time. I said, why is there all these guys, they just can't beat the top 2-3 players? What is it? They could all beat everybody else. They get to the best players and they perform well, but they just can't get over the hump. How come, Aaron? And he said basically what you said there, Gabe. You know, when it comes to crunch time, when it comes to the most important points, you know, that's when these guys, the absolute best of the best, step up their game, and that's what separates them from everybody else. Those critical
when it's
moments.
5-5 at a tiebreaker.
Football game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's what these teams do. So they step it up.
The Chiefs are a good example of that in the NFL, Scott, where you look at the Chiefs, you're like, you know, they didn't even really play that well, but they won the game, right? They find ways in the moments that they have to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. It's not like they're not trying the other times, but you know, if you play sports, you know, sometimes you just step it up. You just step it up. So, all right, 17-7, and it really wasn't a good pass. It was flat, you know, passing it flat. Probably never should have thrown it. Good for a defensive back to kind of just step up, and then down the sidelines he went like 25 yards. Nice, easy touchdown. So,
I'm glad he did it. Opens things up. I want some points here, Scott. Like I don't want to go 0 for 2. If I lose North Carolina, fine, it goes over. I got some in-game overs here too, right? Like, I don't want to go 0 for 2 in this game, and I want to hit these props. Still need another touchdown pass from Hoover.
Yes. We don't want anything crazy to happen where they just kind of cancel it out. It's 55.5, 17-7. Carolina with the ball.
NFL's heaviest player in history cut by Tampa. His name was Desmond Watson. Did you see any the highlights? His highlights were walking up and down the field as opposed to doing gassers, and that's how he was supposed to lose weight, Joe. How about that?
They really tried to get the guy. I mean, they really did. They put a lot of energy and effort trying to get this guy underweight and athletic enough to make a difference, but he just couldn't do it.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
That number last year was a loser, comfortably. Jeremiah Smith in the regular season had 934 receiving yards, 10 regular season touchdowns. He had a phenomenal, and I mean a phenomenal, college football playoff, despite only having one catch for 3 yards against Texas. That is how good he was in those other 3 games.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Netflix is back in a big way. They get Home Run Derby. What else is in store?
Yeah, Craig, we told you they had a great shot at it, and if they do. Now, the deal's not done yet because there's some last-minute things. However, if the deal is done, Netflix gets Home Run Derby, Peacock and NBC get Sunday Night Baseball, and they also get the Sunday afternoon package that Peacock originally had 3 years ago, and Roku's had the last 2 years.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Basically, their whole entire year is going to come down to the Ohio State game. I would be surprised if they were to lose any game leading up to that. So them to go undefeated is 12-1 in the regular season. That's a regular season play. So I think that's possible to go 12-0 at 12-1. To win the Big Ten championship, I think is a 9-1 play is a good number to take, because if they're in the game, we can hedge off of it.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 3 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time on this Labor Day Monday. College football, NBA, WNBA, rather, little CFL, little tennis. The center match ended as fast can be. Straight set, 6-1, 6-1, 6-1. So looking at a little college football here. North Carolina, we're at the 2-minute warning first half. Been a long game. TCU 17-7, they're on top, laying 12.5, scored in the last 17 points, the last 7 on a pick 6. If you had defensive touchdown, you cashed on that. Over under, yeah, pretty much where it was to start the game, 54.5. Tar Heels have it right around midfield at the TCU 49-yard line, faced with 2nd and 7. I'm guessing 4-down territory, but maybe not, knowing that the quarterback has thrown for 58 yards and all but 2 completions, all but 1 coming in the first drive. So maybe they would punt the ball if it was actually 4th and long. But North Carolina's got to do something here. Gabe's on the Tar Heels. I'm on TCU. Both on the over, both on the hood over touchdown passes. He has 1 for TCU, or Hoover rather. Touchdown passes, he has 1 so far. So, if this is what we're going to get out of North Carolina, the rest of the season, then it's not going to be good. I mean, I think they're trying to throw a game, but the offensive line isn't any good. 3 3-and-outs, and then another possession in which went 3 plays, including an interception. So they had 4 drives where they didn't get a first down. So they've had a first down on their first drive and a first down on this last drive. But
it's been
like nothing at all.
It's been pretty conservative, right? And listen, Lopez threw the interception. Okay, it's going to happen. Look, Hoover threw an interception too. It wasn't really his fault per se. The ball was batted around, was tipping around up there, but he threw an interception too. Get over it. But you can't win. Like we saw it with Texas. Like you can't win if you don't trust your quarterback and you're not going to try to make some plays, even with the quick hits. That's what I'm saying. Like, all right, don't throw it downfield. Like TCU's not doing anything fancy, just quick hits. You are right though, Scott, about North Carolina's offensive line. They're getting burnt by TCU over and over here. Lopez really does not have a lot of time to work, as you just saw in that last play. Tried to pass, like he was lucky he didn't get sacked. It was only his athletic ability that got out of that. So we got a 3rd and 3 up here right now.
It's one of those games where like they're taking their time. I always kind of criticize coaches who don't do this, but he's doing it almost to a fault. He's on
got
offense
3 timeouts,
North
too.
Carolina. Yeah, they're using up the clock.
He doesn't want TCU getting the ball back.
Exactly. That's where I was going to go. That's a coach without having confidence in his offense, and he says, you know what, I'm going to run the clock as much as I can because if we have to punt the ball. Although they just got a big first down. How about that?
See, that's
big play.
You know what? Is there a flag?
Oh, no, he didn't get that, did he? No, he didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. They were celebrating like he got.
I don't understand this play. I don't understand this play call. It's 3rd and 3. You've had a hard time picking up first downs. What are you throwing a bomb for?
Yeah.
Like I said it before. Like it's this is what they've been doing all game. And TCU know this. It's like, all right, they're going to run on first down. They're going to run on second down. They're going to throw the ball deep down on down the field here. It's ridiculous. Like it's too predictable. Just do the quick hits. You don't have time. Your line, and you're right, Scott. They're ending up punting here. This is dangerous. TCU, and they muff. Oh my God. Oh, the kid gets the punt. Oh, this is a disaster for North Carolina suddenly.
Jeez.
The punter dropped the snap. He ended up getting the kickoff in the end anyways, though.
Is that what it was? Yeah, now I'm seeing. I saw the tail end of it. I'm like, did he throw a pass? What was that? Wow.
53 seconds for this TCU offense is enough for them to march down the field, too.
Oh, yeah. With 3 timeouts. And the clock stops, obviously. Wow.
If I'm North Carolina, I go for it. Like, I didn't like the play call, Scott, on 3rd down. Like, what are you throwing a bomb for? You need 3 yards. Just pick it up. Let Lopez scramble 2 times in a row. Run it, be sneak. I don't care. Pick up the 3 yards and restart the sticks. And like you said, he takes his time, and then he still has 3 timeouts left, and he still ends up giving him the ball back with 53 seconds, which for TCU is an eternity.
No, when TCU game gets the ball back. They start the second half as well. It's not even like he's saying, well, we're going to get the ball,
Sonny Dykes wants to get at least a field goal out of this, Scott. He's not like he's a riverboat gambler type. He wants points here. I don't expect him to go too conservative.
If you throw the bomb on 3rd and 3, okay, if you go for it on 4th down, but not if you're going to punt on 4th down. Then that doesn't make any sense.
And you punted from their 45-yard line too, Scott. It was kind of like, really? Like we're down by 10, coach. You know what I mean? This game could get away from us.
I mean, your quarterback's got 2-3 completions the whole game, and you're going to throw a bomb.
He hasn't completed a pass since 8:12 Eastern. They just showed the graphic. 8:12 Eastern.
Wow. We're coming.
NFL's heaviest player in history cut by Tampa. His name was Desmond Watson. Did you see any like the highlights? His highlights were walking up and down the field as opposed to doing gassers, and that's how he was supposed to lose weight, Joe. How about that?
They really tried to get the guy. I mean, they really did. They put a lot of energy and effort trying to get this guy underweight and athletic enough to make a difference, but he just couldn't do it.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
That number last year was a loser, comfortably. Jeremiah Smith in the regular season had 934 receiving yards, 10 regular season touchdowns. He had a phenomenal, and I mean a phenomenal, college football playoff, despite only having one catch for 3 yards against Texas. That is how good he was in those other 3 games.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Netflix is back in a big way. They get Home Run Derby. What else is in store?
Yeah, Craig, we told you they had a great shot at it, and if they do. Now, the deal's not done yet because there's some last-minute things. However, if the deal is done, Netflix gets Home Run Derby, Peacock and NBC get Sunday Night Baseball, and they also get the Sunday afternoon package that Peacock originally had 3 years ago, and Roku's had the last 2 years.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Basically, their whole entire year is going to come down to the Ohio State game. I would be surprised if they were to lose any game leading up to that. So them to go undefeated is 12-1 in the regular season. That's a regular season play. So I think that's possible to go 12-0 at 12-1. To win the Big Ten championship, I think is a 9-1 play is a good number to take, because if they're in the game, we can hedge off of it.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the Grid. Hour number 3. TCU on the move. Final minute first half. Already leading 17-7. And they got it now inside the Tar Heel 25-yard line, right around the 25-yard line. So needing some points with the over, and need one more touchdown pass out of our guy Hoover. So what do we got? 13 seconds left. We got time for maybe 3 more plays if you want to kick a field goal on the third play.
They still have the timeouts. So they can throw in the middle of the field. They can do what they want to do here. North Carolina are playing like a prevent defense, and TCU are picking it apart. Like they're basically like the wide receivers are open like 10 yards down the field, and they're picking up like more yards after the catch because the heels are just dropped back. Look again, right over the middle, just soft touch, boom. Call a timeout. Yeah, Scott, they'll get one more play here. They call a timeout with 9 seconds. They'll have one more play here to run.
They go into the end zone. I'd like to see them.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was thinking. Dude, I keep jumping in on the in-game over here. I just took over again, 54.5 a minute, because I could be on the wrong side with a Tar Heel, so I'm trying to salvage this. Really could I want a touchdown here, even though I'm on the Tar Heels for the overs. I want the touchdown here.
Yeah, at this point, right?
Because TCU won't really ease up, Scott. They throw the ball. They're pretty aggressive, right, with their slants. Their wide receivers are fast, so they get a lot of little yards after the catch. So if we can get this up right now, if we can get this to 31, we're in a pretty good spot, because the Heels don't have a choice but to try to throw the football. And I don't think TCU take the pedal off the metal.
Yeah. We're going to see Max Johnson second half. That's the question. The quarterback's not look good, right? I mean, if he's healthy, I would think you got to make a quarterback.
That last drive was just a big killer for them, Scott. Like, you know what I mean? They had, you had the momentum. You got the interception. You're moving the ball down the field. Like, you had your opportunities to get, even to make it 17-10. Like, you know what I mean? Just to sort of stop the bleeding a little bit. Instead, worst case scenario here. Damn, it doesn't look like we're going to get this, Scott.
No.
I don't think they're going to run another play here. 6 seconds left. That was a weird play because he threw it sort of the 2-yard line. Even if it was caught, it wouldn't have been a touchdown, you know?
Yeah, it was short, you know. That's where you just stick 2 wide receivers on or one wide receiver over to the right, 1 wide receiver over to the left, and just run into the end zone. I'm going to throw it to one of you. One of you will have single coverage. Whereas that was actually a design play.
But getting 3, I'll take it. Here it is if they can bury it.
Yeah, he got it.
So there it is. So we get up to 20 to 7. So we're halfway there as far as the total. The total closed at 54.5. So you're at 27 right now. With North Carolina only giving a 7 on their first drive of the game. He hasn't completed a pass, as I said, Scott, when we were going into the break. Gio Lopez has not completed a pass since 8:12 Eastern time.
It's now 9:35. It's an hour and 15 minutes. The poor kid.
Not one.
Well, he
like,
did complete one. You should correct yourself. He has not completed a pass to North Carolina. He did complete a pass to TCU for the interception.
Oh, that's right.
But he has not.
So what's he at? What is he at? 2 for something still? Is this? It must be. Yeah. 2 for 6. 2 for 6. With a pick.
Wow.
2 for 6 with a pick for 58 yards. And he pretty much had 58 yards on the first. He did. He had 58 yards on the first drive.
Yeah. Yeah. Now think about this kid's a
and
transfer,
Hoover's
right,
20
from
and
South
25.
Alabama. How much money did they give him to come to North Carolina, right? Every quarterback gets
Not
something,
much.
no matter what right? Probably not much.
$250K, $500K,
but
$250
still,
type thing.
If you're the sponsor of that kid, you got to be saying to myself, what am I, crazy? What do I just threw away $250,000.
Well, Belichick chose him. Belichick wanted him.
Yeah. I would have had more respect if he would have gone to Navy or Army and said, all right, kid, come run the option here. I'll go back to my Navy days. Come run it for us. We'll be a little different. But
well, I just don't understand, if Bill thought, I remember off the top I said, hopefully he doesn't think he can just win these games in a slugfest. You're not beating TCU in a slugfest, Scott.
No.
It's impossible. They're going to score on you. So, unless you score, you're always going to be playing from behind against them. The only way to beat TCU, I don't mind running the ball a bit, but you got to be able to put points up on the board. Therefore, you better start going for it on 4th and 3s and stuff from here on out, Scott. You got to believe it's 4-down territory for them now the rest of the game. They're down by 13. And Sonny Dykes is going to want to go for the dagger here on this first drive and make this 27-7.
They've run the ball 18 times, albeit 1 or 2 on a quarterback, but 18 times rushing, officially 6 passing.
2.5 yards per average, Scott. But the thing is, you're averaging 2.5 yards a rush.
Right.
That's not going to work.
It's not working. I mean, you take out the first drive, what do they have? 15 yards offense, maybe?
Nothing.
Literally.
I don't even know if they have a couple of first downs since that first drive, maybe?
No, maybe that last drive they got 1.
Yeah, they got 1 million. They got it to midfield. Yeah.
I think the first drive went 83 yards. They have 103 yards total offense. So they've got 20
what was
yards
crazy, though?
5 drives.
What was strange, Scott? On the first drive of the game, he completed a nice pass down the field. It was all right, looks like he can throw, right? Looks like they have a little bit of a passing attack here. He can throw the ball down the field. And I'm not saying he can't, but they're not letting him. 6, we can bitch about Gio Lopez. I don't think it's fair to credit, you know what I mean? The guy's thrown 6 passes, Scott. We got to let him throw the ball a little bit more here.
Yeah. I mean, sink or swim with the guy. Let's find out if we got a quarterback. If we don't have a quarterback, all right, it's game 1 of the season. We got 11 more games left. Then we'll go from there. But at least, come out of this game knowing if you got a quarterback or not.
I never liked Freddie Kitchens. I never liked him.
With the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, other than hiring Nate Hackett, this is the worst hire ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What is the Belichick?
It's one of the worst coaches, coordinators ever in the NFL. Let's make him because he's my buddy. That's the thing. Bill hired Lombardi. They're all his buddies. It's like a big buddy fest there.
I know he's buddies with Lombardi, but what's the connection with Kitchens? Where would he be friends with him from? I don't know. But
they've been together over the years at some point. They've been around forever.
I mean,
but the lack of creativity on offense, it's almost to be expected in a sense. But I'm not even looking at Twitter at all, Scott. I haven't looked once during our show, but I imagine that you don't have Tom Brady tweets or at I wouldn't be surprised if that's
good luck, coach.
That's trending. There's no. And how about the quarterback of Boston College, Castellanos?
Yeah.
Said before the game, you guys don't have Nick Saban to save you anymore. We're gonna beat them down, and then they did. He backed it up.
Yeah. I mean, that's really even the head coach had similar comments about Alabama. I mean, man, that was as bad a loss as
That was bad. Yeah, like 14-point favorites. Yeah. And 8 wins. They I think they sort of gave him the benefit of the doubt a little bit last year there. DeBoer, okay. Wasn't all of his kids there and stuff. But the fact is, and I posted this during the game, I said, I feel zero sympathy for Alabama. They had Jalen Milroe at quarterback, and DeBoer didn't like him. And Alabama's boosters didn't try to keep him, Scott. He wasn't sure about going into the NFL, Milroe. Like, he was sort of like, okay, let's see what happens. If they would have, like, gave him $5 million or something, you know what I mean? If they made zero effort to keep him. You know what I mean? It was sort of like Quinn Ewers. Like, think about that. Like, Quinn Ewers could still be playing college football right now. And, you know, he finally had enough and just left. And if Quinn Ewers was quarterback,
Carson Beck ran him out
exactly.
of town.
Ran him out of town. And tell me, Scott, if you agree, if Quinn Ewers was the quarterback for Texas on Saturday, I think they win that game.
Yeah, probably. They certainly
and
wouldn't look as bad.
Yeah.
You know,
he would have moved the ball. Quinn Ewers could throw the ball.
At least he could throw the ball. Yeah, I mean, that was embarrassing. How bad that was.
We're criticizing Gio Lopez. He looks like Arch Manning here. Same thing.
Yeah,
it's like freaking do something. Like make a play.
I tell you, the conference that we'll talk about on the other side. The Mountain West Conference took a hit this week with Boise State, and that's a big.
Well, that was a bad. They got. That was ugly too. That was bad.
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Devon Acham, calf issues are really tricky. I'm not saying he's going to be on the PUP list or anything like that, but it is something to monitor. And he is a small running back, and I think chasing last season is just a problem. I can't take him over Derrick Henry at the end of the first round. I think it's crazy. And Ollie Gordon's a player we talked about. Here's the preseason stats for Ollie Gordon, Matt. 26 attempts, 126 rushing yards, 4.8 yards per carry, and a touchdown.
Fantasy only on SportsGrid.
Shohei Ohtani was minus 20,000, I believe, Tom, when we were talking last week. He's down to a minus 4,000, which I still think is fun. I don't know who say, now's the time to bet the minus 4,000 here and win some money. Schwarber's a 12-1 price, Machado 10-1, Soto 200-1. It's still going to be Ohtani's award here. They're not playing great baseball for the Dodgers, but I do find it funny. Like, what is the difference between minus 20,000 and minus 4,000? Who knows? Who's got that much money to play anyway?
Pro baseball today, only on SportsGrid.
Arch Manning is a 7-1 price to win it. You take a look at Cade Klubnik here for Clemson. He's a 9-1 price. Nussmeier. Then we see Jeremiah Smith. He ain't a quarterback, Joe. He's a wide receiver. Love those wide receivers.
Yeah, Ryan Williams is another one from Alabama. Yep. Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams will battle it out for best wide receiver, potentially leading their teams to a college football playoff.
SportsGrid's College Football Today.
Welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Taking a look at some of the college football games and taking a peek at Saturday's games. Haven't looked at the schedule yet. I am curious. I don't see it on FanDuel, Gabe. Does your book have a number on Georgia Austin P? 3:30 Saturday. It's got to be close to 50, right? 40, 50 points.
I was on Georgia on Saturday, actually. I ended up getting a push at 38. It was 38.5, and I bought a half a point. But 3:30 slate, they don't have that game up yet.
Okay, not yet.
But South Florida's getting 17.5 against Florida. They look really good against Boise, too. They do have a big
know.
chance, Scott. Boise losing, really, the Mountain West, you look at that conference, and let's give credit to UNLV as well, Scott. They got criticized for their opener against Idaho State. They were laying the big points, and they only won by 7 as 30.5-point favorites, and people were very critical of them. I get it. Sam Houston State aren't world beaters, but nevertheless, they went on the road as 9-point favorites. They handled their business. They won the game rather comfortably and easily. They're 2-0 right now, and it's not pretty, but they are 2-0. And I don't really know who's good in the Mountain West right now, but with Boise losing, Scott, it really opens up the door for a team like South Florida, or a team like Liberty, or someone from the Sun Belt, etc., right, to be that at-large bid, right, in the college football playoffs.
Yeah, how it works, folks, if you don't know, the rules change all the time. The top 5 conferences get automatic bids, right? So you got to figure the big 4 will get there, the SEC, ACC, Big 10, Big 12, right? So there's that extra 1. Last year it was Boise out of the Mountain West, but with the Mountain West, with
used
Boise
to be
losing,
5 with the Pac-12. Used to be Power 5, but they lost the Pac-12.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, they lost the Pac-12. So with Boise State losing the Mountain West, there's not really that many great teams in the Mountain West. Decent conference, but you might not have that one. So if a Tulane, in Retzloff, who looked real good against
Tulane,
Northwestern, he's a big-time quarterback. So if he can come through in Tulane or Navy or Memphis or one of the Sun Belt teams, like you said, or one of the
UTSA
American
type of
Conference
team,
right?
UTSA type,
they might be able to get in.
But even
the
South
Mountain West
Florida
might be left out.
I tell you what, Scott, even a South Florida team, let's say South Florida loses, but they lose a competitive, close game to the Florida Gators, and at the end of the year, that's their only loss. Right? Let's just say they run the table in their conference, hypothetically, because they are damn good. So let's say they run the table, and their one loss, it's very similar last year to Boise guys, right? Boise said, our one loss was a 3-point loss on the road to the Oregon Ducks. And that was very respected. Hell, like they were very respected by the committee because of it. Yeah, like South Florida could be in the same position. They don't even need to beat the Gators, but if they could hang around with the Gators.
You know what, Gabe? I mean, maybe this is good or bad, but you talk about a gauntlet schedule for South Florida. They opened up with Boise. They play at Florida this week. They got at Miami the following week.
Well, they got a chance, Scott, to make a statement, don't they?
yes, they do.
If you're the coach, you can say, we control our own destiny, guys.
They do.
Look at
they do.
Well, yeah, we do.
Right? I mean, with that schedule, I mean, just,
if they can beat one of them, if they win one of those two, if they win one of those two, they're going to get a lot of respect still.
Yeah. If they were to win both and still not win the conference, they still might get in if those other teams all do well. Who's got a resume that says Boise State, Florida, Miami? Like, if those teams just ran the table after they lost to South Florida, I mean, boy, that's a crusher. And they still got at Memphis too.
I want to take the points. That's a lot of points, Scott, to be taken. A lot of points to be given. Yeah. Like, this isn't like sort of, like this isn't Eastern Michigan against Michigan or something. You know what I mean? Like a state rival, but no, they're way overmatched. South Florida has talent, as we just saw, guys. Like, their quarterback is really good. Like, if you have a quarterback, you can play. Their O-line is good. They have a star quarterback. Their defense was flying around, and we saw against Boise State. They've got talent, Scott. It's a talented football team. Yeah, the Gators should win, but I think the Gators are going to have their hands full in this football game.
Yeah. It's too bad they got Miami the week after, right? I mean, you could say this is a letdown spot, and it clearly is, but it's a Florida school. I mean, South Florida versus Florida. The kids got to get up, for that one.
What's a fun game, Scott, this week? Flying under the radar a little bit. Kansas, Missouri is this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good
not
one.
Bad.
Yeah, Kansas have looked fun to start the year. They're getting 6 points at Missouri. Of course, I went big on Missouri over 6.5 wins. This is one of their non-conference schedule. They play UMass after this, and they got who's the other one? Central something. They already beat Central Arkansas. UMass, there's whatever. The Missouri schedule is pretty soft, the non-conference. Kansas is the tough one here. So, and it's a tough game, right? Jalen Daniels is a good quarterback, Scott. But, yeah, the Missouri Tigers are 6-point favorites. The total is 51 in that football game. The Michigan Wolverines at Oklahoma, guys. That's one of the big ones. That's on Saturday night. And Michigan opened up. I was surprised to see that high. It was 6.5, but it's been bet down to 5.5 right now, Scott. Total in Norman, 46.5, 7:30 Eastern time.
Wow. But in Oklahoma, when's the last time Oklahoma's been like that respected, right? Well, one win.
And a big game, I know.
Yeah, with their quarterback, who wasn't great last week, but, did enough.
They played Illinois State, too, so let's chill out, right?
I know. I was listening to whether it was their post game or whether it was College Sports Nation, one of the channels. They were like going gaga. Oh, Oklahoma played great this time. Like, they beat them by 20 points. It was Illinois State. Take it easy, fella. Wasn't even Southern Illinois. It was Illinois State, for goodness sakes. How about
UCLA at UNLV? UCLA, UNLV, Scott, this Saturday night. That's a big game for the Rebels and the Bruins, who got pushed around on Saturday by the Utes.
Yeah. That if UCLA were to win and UNLV loses, the Mountain West would be really in a lot of trouble. San Jose is losing, Boise losing, UNLV
how about
losing
that?
the game
San
they need
Jose
to win.
State losing is 14-point favorites. They missed 2 field goals, Scott, in the last minute. If you saw that, 2 field goals, not one. They missed a field goal, got sort of tip block. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, I had him in the money line parlay. Yeah, I saw. I saw too well. Arizona State a road favorite over an SEC team, Mississippi State. But still, by almost a touchdown.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
The Pirates use that thing, Joe. It's like once every 15 years, we'll hope for the perfect storm with lightning in a bottle, then we'll try to rebuild it again. Enough, man. In this day and age, with the prospects that you can certainly have by stinking every year and top-flight talent like you see in Paul Skeens, it's just a shame, and it gets on my nerves. Like, for me, being a Phillies fan, I think it's hilarious. Like, I never want Pittsburgh to be good. Why? Not because it's a rivalry. It's just a team you don't have to worry about in the playoffs, and your team can make the playoffs.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
There's no way you're going to have a team with 63 wins and 2 other teams with 55 and probably another 2 that are between 49 and 52. So there's got to be some pullback a little bit, right? Under 62.5 wins for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the Grid, closing up shop. Quick little 3 hours on a Labor Day Monday evening. Couple of updates here. All but over at Minnesota Lynx by 25 final seconds, 96-71. So they're going to win, cover. Game is, I think, going to go over. Paige Beckers, we hit our black cloud, not by a lot, but doesn't matter whether it's by 1 point, or half a point, or 20 points. She gets 17 points tonight. So that would just reinforce, maybe playing it again next time. Although it gave me, you pointed out, maybe she just run out of gas because this is 4 straight games now where she hasn't had really a monster game. And They only got a couple of games left, but we hit it tonight over 16.5, so a nice little winner on that one. The football game, we're not ignoring it. It's still at halftime, and it just went to another commercial. This is like a half-hour halftime show. I mean, my God.
I told you
I'm
we're going to midnight tonight.
Home, ride the train, take the car from the train station to my house, and the game is still going to be in like early fourth quarter, the way this thing is going. Man.
I'm going to get a pizza right after this game, and I thought the same thing. I'm like, at this rate, I'm like, yeah, I'll go get the pizza, and I'll miss the first 5 minutes of the quarter, and I'll be back. Right? Like you said, it still hasn't started yet, the half. So right now, TCU will get the ball started. Dear God, Scott, I can't believe I jumped in on that 6.5. We got the ball. They had the interception. It was 10-7. North Carolina really let this game get away from them late in the quarter, man, the second quarter. 17.5 now, Scott. TCU were favored by 17.5, guys, at the half, and the in-game total now is 53.5.
Wow. Are they going to get blown out that badly? You know, I got
Feels
TCU
high.
laying 3.5. Should we middle it? Should I middle it? 17.5. Wow. Or 12.5.
Well, you're in a good spot at least right now, and I can't believe this. So good call by you. Corbin is at 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. Come on, Corbin. You got to walk one more batter here. He's at 1 walk only. This guy's giving up more home runs than walks. I can't believe that. He's got 3 home runs, 1 walk.
Yeah. Yeah, think about that. He's giving up more home runs than walks. How goofy
He's still
is
in the
that?
game. 87 pitches right now. We got a 3-3 ball game.
All right. Might get one more inning out of him. Any kind of luck?
Yeah, I know.
Certainly not more than that.
Oh, Sparks
Maybe
and
they
Storm
let
are
us
coming up. The bailout special, Scott. The Sparks and Storm.
Oh, yes.
173.5. I'm gonna go over here. And like you said, the Sparks are cold as ice right now.
They are. They can all but clinch. WNBA's got a goofy rule. It's actually not bad, but it is a little goofy. So the tiebreaker to make the playoffs, if Seattle wins, they all but clinch. But the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. That makes sense. The second tiebreaker is whichever team has a better record against winning teams. So they take the standings at the end of the year, and they figure out what your records is against all those winning teams. So they don't really know. But point being, if Seattle wins tonight, they all but clinch, and LA would all be basically eliminated. So, kickoff return for a touchdown. Oh, brother. Good for you. Bad for,
it wasn't the kickoff. It wasn't the kickoff. It was the handoff. First play from scrimmage. Handoff, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but this isn't helping our Hoover touchdown passes either, Scott.
No, that's what I was
Dude, they're
thinking.
scoring like they scored what was the other freak one they scored? Did they score in a return or whatever it was?
Interception return.
Pick six. Yeah, pick six. So we got a pick six. We got a couple of rushing. Like, we're getting killed on this stuff, Scott. Wow, North Carolina. I said, halftime adjustments. Yeah, halftime adjustment, all right.
Wow.
Wow, 75-yard touchdown run. Well, how about that total now? That doesn't hurt the total, huh?
No, now you're back in. I was going to say, now that helps your total for sure.
60.5 now. 60.5 now.
It's up to 22.5.
Wow, that was quick, man. Dude, there's 14:48 left, Scott. 14:48 left. That was is it over better? I'll take it because North Carolina are dead to me. So I just want points, Scott.
Yeah. Right. What's the buyout on Belichick? We're talking about the buyout of DeVore. What's the buyout? If he loses this thing 47-7, national TV.
Oh boy.
Goodness.
Oh boy. Good thing they're playing Richmond
tonight.
next week. Richmond aren't bad actually. They're a pretty good FCS program
Spiders.
actually, or whoever it is.
Yeah, it's usually pretty good.
I think it might be in 2 weeks, but you know what I mean.
Right. Wow. I thought it was the
It's
kickoff.
Charlotte
It was like
this week.
untouched. There wasn't anybody around Charlotte. Yeah. There was like nobody there.
You know, he was not touched, Scott. And right up the middle, he handed it off. He went through the gap, and boom, he was gone.
All right. Wow. All right, so are we. The next 2 seconds. We'll be back tomorrow night, though, 8 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the grid. Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day, folks.
This is the moment every fan.
Playing online blackjack and want to try upping your odds? Well, here's a tip. Cheat cards tell you statistics for whether you hit or stand on every move. If you're into stats, this could be your ticket to winning. And it is totally legal. Now, go get lucky.